Hi, everyone. We're going to go ahead and input our SuMO Summer Math Online program in here in between our IS4GT and MSTL programming. We want to make sure that our program in SuMO, you have all of the information. We've had a lot of inquiries for our summer math program. So welcome once again. My name is Susan Sheth, and I'm the director of GATE. So we're going to talk a little bit for the next couple of minutes, and then after that, we will move on to our next program. So thank you so much again for joining us. SuMO, or Summer Math Online, was created and piloted in the summer of 2020, and it was very successful. It was developed based on the concern for the COVID slide that students were facing and are currently, some of them still facing with this disruptive school environment due to COVID. A few studies actually conducted this past and concluded this past December actually gauged the COVID slide on average that students would lose more ground in math than actually in reading. And 3 of those studies were based on NWEA data that actually predicted students could learn half or up to a full year loss in math in the academic years between 2020 and 2021 compared to what they would have normally learned in a typical year. So the study based on the FastBridge test data showed smaller but still troubling learning losses across every grade. 2.5 to 4.5 months of learning lost in mathematics as compared to reading. So Summer Math Online, or SuMO, was created kind of, again, because of that current concern for COVID slide, and was very successful last summer, and we're very excited to be able to offer it again for this summer. So taking a look a little bit at our Summer Math Online for 2021, it is a very accelerated program. The program is held online in a live virtual synchronous session for the summer months. Students will need to attend 2 different classes throughout the week. They are 2 hours in length for about 8 to 9 weeks during the dates June 20th through August 29th. Everything will be available online. We'll also hold an orientation on June 20th at 6 p.m. For you to meet our SuMO instructor, as well as to learn about the expectations of the SuMO program. The class is supported with online, live, optional weekly tutoring labs as well for students to come to, where lessons are not necessarily taught, but questions are answered. Students can come prepare for their upcoming exam, or they can just do their homework, and as they have questions, they can pose them to the online tutor. So there's a lot of reinforcement built in, but once again, is a very accelerated program coming for over the summer. The SuMO program is offered for 2 different sections. We will be offering an Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 for the session running from June 20th through August 29th. Students may choose to attempt to obtain credit or not in an Algebra 1 or Algebra 2 class. If you've recently taken one of these classes, but again, you feel that COVID slide, then this is a great opportunity for you to brush up on either Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, or possibly if your student maybe has recently taken pre-algebra and will be taking Algebra 1 in the fall and really just want to get a good head start on learning the concepts in algebra and maybe just want some help moving forward through those foundations. So this is a good opportunity to get exposed to some algebra concepts. Students, though, however, may not complete Algebra 1 and Algebra 2 in SuMO at the same time. Parents, you're responsible to talk to your child's school before applying to any of our academic programs or the SuMO program. So it's really important that you talk to either the counselor or principal and math teacher, just to make sure this is a good fit for your student, especially if you're considering using it for credit. In our SuMO program, unlike our CHAMP program, you can choose credit or non-credit for the summer program, although it does meet all of the Common Core criteria. We don't necessarily guarantee any credit acceptance with any school or district. So once again, please check with your counselor or principal to receive a determination about credit acceptance or what they'll want your student to do after taking the course. Some districts ask students to take some kind of placement test, which will then issue them credit so they can move forward. If not, some parents and families and students feel that this is a great way, again, to either relive some of the algebra programming that they've missed throughout the year or just gain exposure for. We do, however, though, have progress and final grade reports for students because it is still a class. It's still for credit. We do provide these, though, to the families and the parents We don't necessarily, because it is a summer program, we don't send official transcripts unless the parent requests. So if your student does do well and you want to opt for credit and your district accepts that, we will issue official transcripts from MSU Gate, and we can send them directly then to the student's home school. All classes are, of course, online. It's a summer math online program. The classes are accessible online and will be on Zoom, just like this presentation, and they'll be available obviously anywhere at any time in the world. So the SuMO class will be scheduled during Eastern Standard Time, which is where Michigan is located. So if you're not in Michigan or within the Eastern Standard Time Zone, these are the times that they will be shown live, and students are expected to attend. So for Algebra 1, classes will be held on Mondays and Wednesdays from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time. Algebra 2 will be held from Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5:30 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, and we will determine a lab day for all of the students to be able to, again, interact with a live tutor to prep for their exams or do their homework and ask all of their questions. Students, again, may only opt for one class, either Algebra 1 or Algebra 2, for the summer math program. The SuMO program, as I mentioned, does align with the Michigan HSCE and Common Core requirements for graduation, or at least for high school credit for graduation. But again, please communicate directly with your school before you apply for any academic program or any credit-based program through MSU Gate, and ask them how they will be issuing credit if you are looking for your student to have that credit issued on their homeschool transcript, and where your student will be placed after the SuMO math program. SuMO students are taught by an MSU math champ instructor, but the Gate summer math program are not necessarily able to opt into an MSU champ program. The programs are designed differently, so this is not a prerequisite for the champ program. So again, this cannot substitute for any class in champ. This is not a prerequisite for champ. It's its own entity in itself, but it is a good program to take prior to champ. Students, though, that do wish to eventually apply to a champ or mathematics program must still complete all of the application requirements and complete the entire champ application process separately from the SuMO program. So if you are interested in SuMO, you can find out if you are eligible by going to gifted.msu.edu for eligibility requirements and standardized test score needs. All Gate programs have different requirements. You'll need your student standardized test score that are listed there. You will also need a teacher recommendation form completed by your current mathematics teacher. If you do not have standardized testing, you can choose an IQ test or any standardized testing that is in our eligibility requirements. You will need your current math teacher's email to complete a teacher recommendation form. You do not need to request a recommendation letter from the teacher. You just need an email for the form to be sent to them. They will complete it and they will send it back to us. And then you will need to upload your current grade report that includes your current mathematics grade within that transcript. Again, if you wish to upload any other documents within the application, you may do so as well. The Gate application or the SuMO application timeline, again, typically opens in January and closes in May. However, again, programs do fill. So online applications do open, and the deadline is not until May, but programs are very competitive and do fill. So we do suggest you create or at least start an application as soon as possible if you are seriously interested in the SuMO program. You don't necessarily have to have all of the information such as testing yet, but we do suggest that you at least start the application and then move on from there, because then you're at least timestamp dated in our system. So if and when you decide to apply to SuMO or any other Gate program, you should review the program application requirements, create a profile. The profile will remain with you. You just update it every year, and the application will be completed online. Once you've submitted, then obviously your application will go for review. After that, we will notify you soon after of our decision for your acceptance in a Gate program. Again, if you do need testing, you can choose any licensed testing service or any licensed psychologist for an IQ test. If you wish to take the cognitive abilities test with Gate, We are offering many options that are available. You can go to gifted.msu.edu for testing and click to COGAT, register online, and there are many opportunities for your child to take the actual COGAT online while being proctored, or if that works better for you and you're in the local area, you can take it in person at Michigan State University's testing center. But we do accept other tests as well. This is just an opportunity for families to go ahead and complete the required standardized testing that you will need for your GATE and SuMO application. Again, you can review costs on our gifted.msu/paying/cost page. And if you need financial assistance, the application and information is there as well. And after today, again, you can email us with any questions that you may have anytime, day or night, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible. Again, classes do fill up fast. So if you are interested in SuMO, you should probably begin your program applications. And even if you do not, again, have all of your application requirements ready, you should still begin the profile now, as we do use a date stamp to prioritize applications if we need them to determine acceptances, because we do fill up fast in a lot of our different programs. Once again, thank you so much for your interest in SuMO, Summer Math Online, and for your interest in gifted and talented programs and GATE in general. Thank you for your attention, and thank you very much for your interest in GATE.